Top 7 Essay Topics About Psychological Trauma. Abnormal Psychology, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. In this topic, you could shed light on the intricacies of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. This condition influences many individuals who have experienced trauma. We suggest delving into its diagnostic symptoms or the psychological effect it has on people. Moreover, you may discuss treatment options and coping strategies for dealing with it. Somatic intervention in trauma psychotherapy. Here, you should assess the meaning of somatic interventions in trauma psychotherapy. How do physical body-based approaches help individuals heal from traumatic experiences? Furthermore, you may provide and investigate techniques like mindfulness, yoga, and body-centered therapies. Are they effective in treating trauma? Victims of disasters, psychological traumas. This paper should focus on the psychological traumas experienced by victims of natural disasters and other catastrophic events. Try to reveal the common psychological reactions. How can communities and mental health professionals support those affected? Besides, you might research resilience and post-disaster recovery. Childhood trauma long-term psychological outcomes. We propose to dig into the long-term psychological outcomes of childhood trauma. How do adverse childhood experiences impact individuals as they grow into adulthood? Also, you can discuss the link between childhood trauma and mental health issues or relationships. Immediate management of acute psychological trauma in conflict zones. You can explore the critical topic of managing acute psychological trauma in conflict zones. How can healthcare professionals and aid organizations provide immediate support? You may emphasize the meaningfulness of treatment for individuals affected by the traumas of war and violence. Provide crisis intervention strategies, mental health services, and the challenges faced in these high-stress environments. Predictive processing and the varieties of psychological trauma. This topic investigates the concept of predictive processing in the context of psychological trauma. How do the brain's predictive mechanisms influence the experience and aftermath of traumatic events? Also, we encourage you to explore how our brains process and anticipate traumatic situations. You may highlight the significance of trauma treatment and prevention. Can military basic training cause psychological trauma? Finally, you might examine whether military basic training can lead to psychological trauma. So, you can reveal the unique challenges and stressors that recruits face during training and discuss the potential long-term effects on their mental health. It's essential to consider the balance between training rigor and psychological well-being in military contexts.